the Level has a very different approach to teaching math that takes each child's unique maturation into account. Instead of grade levels or a specific teaching sequence for all children, Math on the Level gives you a list of the concepts your child needs to learn to be ready for algebra, and it equips you to teach the concepts when your child is ready to learn. Have you ever wondered why Math on the Level uses such a different approach to teaching math? Hi, I'm Carlita Boyles, the author of Math on the Level. In this video, I'll explain the basis of the Math on the Level philosophy using 3 M's: maturation, memory, and motivation. Hopefully, this will help you understand why you should consider using the Math on the Level approach to teach your children. Let's begin with maturation. Every child is unique. Children learn differently. They grow and mature at different rates, and they have different strengths and interests. You have no doubt observed the differences in children's physical development. For example, one child may walk at 8 months, and another will start walking at 14 months. We don't make a big deal about these differences. We don't look at the child who walks at 8 months and say, "Oh my, this child is going to be an amazing athlete. Let's start preparing her to compete in the Olympics." And we don't look at the one who walks at 14 months and say, "Oh dear, this child obviously is going to have limited physical abilities and we should get her started on physical therapy right away." We understand that the rate at which a child matures physically doesn't predict future physical ability. But do we make the same accommodations for mental maturation? The traditional classroom model expects all children to learn the same concepts at the same age, and the classroom materials are written that way. However, just like the rest of the body, the brain matures at different rates for different children. Therefore, some children can learn certain math concepts easily at a younger age than others. However, that doesn't mean that the one whose brain develops later will have more difficulty with math. It just means that it will be easier for him to learn math if he is taught the concept at a later age. The child who's pushed into learning concepts too early may become frustrated and start to think he's bad at math. But there's no reason to do this. With Math on the Level, you have the tools to teach the concepts when your child is ready to learn them. If your child finds math concepts easy to learn at a younger age, Math on the Level allows you to teach the concepts quickly and let her move more rapidly through the curriculum. But if your child needs more time to mature before she can grasp the concept, you can let her work on concepts she's ready to learn, instead of frustrating her with concepts that her level of brain maturation make it hard for her to grasp. Math on the Level lets you teach to each child's maturation level, and no child has to be held back or pushed harder than he or she can handle. This alone will help your child stay motivated in learning math. And motivation, by the way, is the second M in our philosophy. At Math on the Level, we think children learn better if they're interested. In reality, math is used all around us in everyday activities, and learning math can be lots of fun. We equip and encourage you to teach math in a way that captures your children's interests, takes advantage of their strengths, and lets them learn to use math and see it in the world around them. Our teaching guides do not present you with a script or a page for your child to read. Instead, they present ideas for you to use when you teach the concept. Do you have a child who likes to use manipulatives? The teaching suggestions include using familiar everyday items like measuring cups, money, or building blocks. Some children prefer just to have you explain the concept, while others need you to talk it through with them. With Math on the Level, you first read through the teaching guide, and then you choose the presentation method that best meets your child's needs. Since there's no textbook for the child, you use the online 5-a-day program to create worksheets to print practice problems for use while teaching a concept. Another way we motivate children to want to learn math is by putting math into a familiar context. Math is all around us, but children who view math only as working problems on a page can often have difficulty applying math in real life. So we use real-life activities as a primary method of teaching. The curriculum includes a wealth of ideas for learning math in the kitchen, while shopping, while traveling in the car, and more. This real-life approach is so important that we actually suggest that 2 or 3 days a week your math lesson is an activity such as cooking or playing games together. And 2 or 3 days a week you have math time be a pencil paper instruction time. Children stay motivated to learn when math time is meaningful and fun. We also find that real-life learning experiences tend to stay longer in the child's memory. And that leads us to the third M in our philosophy, which is memory. It doesn't do much good to teach math if your child doesn't actually remember what she has learned. Therefore, we want to be sure all information gets into long-term memory. The typical approach to get a child to retain math is to teach the new concept and then have the child do lots of problems of that new concept. However, we find that unless that concept is practiced over time, it's not likely to stay in the child's long-term memory. It's often forgotten. Intense drill by itself is very ineffective at getting information into long-term memory. A much more effective approach is practice over time, which is what we use. Here's how we do it. Each child will have a review chart that lists all the concepts he has learned and forms the tool for practice over time. When your child has learned a new concept, it's added to the review chart and scheduled for daily review. But instead of practicing a whole page of the new concept, he will instead do one problem each day of the new concept. If he does it correctly, he has demonstrated that he remembers how to do it. If he misses it, you don't want him practicing it incorrectly. After about 5 days of solving the concept correctly, the new concept is changed to be practiced every other day. The schedule is gradually changed from daily to every 2 days, then every 3 days, 4 days, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 4 weeks. This practice over time helps seal the concept in the child's long-term memory. The goal is to get each concept to once a month review. However, if at any point the child forgets how to solve the problem, you can immediately reteach the concept and schedule it for more frequent review. Each day the child does 5 review problems, each of which covers a different concept. If this sounds difficult to manage, it isn't. The Math on the Level scheduling spreadsheet handles all the scheduling for you, and it works together with the online 5-a-day generator to create the customized 5-a-day review papers. Since the review schedule is personalized for each child, the independent daily review using just 5 problems a day is both motivating and efficient. That's our Math on the Level philosophy. Teach when your child is ready to learn, motivate by teaching through your child's strengths and putting math in the context of daily activities, and review over time with just 5 problems a day. It's simple, natural, and very effective. Kids love learning and reviewing math this way, and that should make your job teaching math much more rewarding.